Hey folks, welcome back. So today we will be talking about Python Dict data type. So Python Dict is a key value based data type. So we store the values based on the keys, and by using keys we can access the um, values. So it is unordered and it is mutable. So we can update the Dict once we create it. So let's look at the how we can define the Dict. So we can define the Dict in three ways. That is using built-in function dict and using the syntax curly braces syntax and from the built-in function, I mean the built-in method dict dot from keys. So we can pass the iterable keys, and we can also provide the default value to it. So let's start with the defining the dict. So I'm in the playground. So let's look at how we can define a dict. So d1 equals to dict of a equals to 1 and equals to 2 and c equals to 3, and let's print it. Python x and playground.py. So we can clearly see that we pass the values, I mean the keys a b c and the values 1 2 3. So here we can see the dict, the value 1 assigned to a and the value b assigned 2 assigned to b and the value 3 assigned to c. So that's how we can define the dict in format one. And the other one is we can use the curly syntax. Let's say d2 equals to curly syntax, and we need to pass the key. So let's say 1 to a and 2 to b and name to John. Let's also print d2 to see whether we created the dict or not. So let's run it. So we can see that we also created the dict using the syntax, curly braces syntax. And let's use the built-in method dict dot from keys. So let's pass the keys a, b, and c. And here we need to pass the default value. Otherwise, it will be using none as a default value. Let me use none as a default value for now. Let's assign this to a variable d3 and print. Let me clear this out. So here we can clearly see that the value is none. So we didn't pass any default value to it. So that's why we got none. So let's try by passing some default value. Let me call it as default, and let's run it again. So here we can see that we passed the default value. So it is now using the default value. So this is how we define the dictionary. So let's look at the how to add keys to it. So let's look at that. Let me comment out the d2 and d1. Let me create the empty dictionary. Let me use the simple syntax. Otherwise, so let me print the d1. So we can see that now we have a empty dictionary. So we need to add values to it. So we can do that in three ways. One is using the dict key value syntax. So let's use that. Um, d d1 of a equals to 1, and let's run it. So here we can see that we have added the um, value, I mean the value 1 to key a. Let's look at the set default syntax. Let me copy this. So d1 dot now the key will be name and the value is let's use John again. Now let's print it. So here we can clearly see that we have added key name and value John using set default method of a dictionary. So let's look at the one more syntax, that is d.update. So we can update multiple values using the update method. So let's do that as well. d1 dot update. So we just need to pass the key and value using the equal to syntax. So let me pass address equals to Golden Valley and planet equals to Earth and lucky equals to 36. Okay, let's print the dict. Uh, it is Python dict playlist, sorry, playground. So here we can clearly see that we have added multiple keys, that is address, planet, and lucky. So here we can clearly see the three keys and values. So that's how we create the, that's how we update the dictionary using update method. So we can update multiple values. So we can also update the existing value. So currently we have a equals to EA and the value is 1. So let me update um, EA equals to 100 and let's run the program. So here we can see that the value updated. So that's how we update the multiple values using update method. Let's look at um, how we can remove the keys. So we can remove the keys in 4 ways. So using del built-in keyword and using d.clear and using pop and pop item. So let's look at del d of key. So let me remove this as well. And let me say this too. So let's use yeah, let's use simple del method. Del d of key. Let me delete the key name and print the dictionary. So let me clear the terminal. Let's run it. So here we can see that we have only one A and two, only we have three keys, but initially we have four keys. That is one A, B, and name. So here we remove the name. Let's look at the other syntax, that is d dot clear. So when we use d dot clear, so it will completely removes the all elements from the dictionary. So let's try that. D dot here. Let's print the result as well. Clear this out and we can so now we can see that it didn't return any result and it removed all the keys from the dictionary. So now we have an empty dictionary. Let's look at the other one, that is pop. So let me remove this. So instead of that, I need to pass d dot pop. So for d dot pop, we need to pass a key to it. So let's say I want to remove key name, then I'll just need to pass the name here. So let me run it. So now we can clearly see that. So the result is John. That's because we removed the key name. So the pop method returned the value of the current key that we deleted. So here we can clearly see that. And the other one is d dot pop item. So it didn't take any keys as a parameters. So sorry, arguments, and it will return the last inserted tuple. That is the key value pair. Let's look at that. Pop item and save it. Let's clear this out, run it. So here we can clearly see that it deleted the last inserted key and value, and we can clearly see that it is stored in variable result. So when we use this pop item, so we can get the key and value as a tuple. So that's how we use pop item method. So let's look at how we can access the keys, I mean the values from the dictionary. So for that, we can use two type of syntaxes. That is using square brackets, and the other one is using a get method. So let's try out these two. So yes, uh, changing this to get. I just want to get name and run it. So we don't need to print D. That's because we are not removing or updating any values to the dictionary. So let's run it. So here we can clearly see that we got the value John. That's because we are accessing the value key name. So John is mapped to name. So that's why we got that name, I mean John as a output. So let's look at the square bracket method. So we will be getting the same result. The only difference that is, so when we use name one here for this syntax, so we get key error because we didn't have the name, I mean the key in name one in the dictionary. But we don't get any error when we use get. We use d.get name one, and let me run it. So here we got result as none. That's because it didn't when there is no key present in the dictionary. So then that will this dot get method will return a none value. Or otherwise, we can also provide the default value. Let me use 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me run it again. So here we can see that we got 1, 2, 3, 4 as the default value. By default, Python returns the none, but we can also provide the default value to it. So that's how we get the key value. So we can also copy the dictionary from one variable to the other. So by using copy method. So let's try that. Let me just update d1 variable to d1 and d2 equals to d1 dot copy. So we copied it. Let me update some values to d2. d2 dot update um, planet equals to earth, and let me print d1 and d2. Clear the terminal. So we can see that okay, looks like we stored the, I mean we updated the value d2. Yeah, so we not update that. So let me try that again. So here we can see that for the first dictionary d1, we have whatever the values that we initialized, we have that. But for d2, we copied all the values and keys from d1 to d2 and then added the new key planet. So that's why we can see that the planet key is there for d2. But we didn't have any updates to d1. That's because we copied the variable d2, d1 to d2, all data from d1 to d2. That's how we copy the dictionary to another variable. So let's look at dictionary methods, that is keys, values, and items. Let's look at keys. Okay, let me just update this to the, let me print result here, define the result equals to d dot. So when we use keys, so it will return all the keys. Let's look at that. So here we can see that it did return the 1, 2, and name, because we have three keys in the dictionary. So that's why we got the result dict keys. Let me use items here. Result, and the next method is values. Values. So let's get it, run it again. So here we can see that we got only values A, B, and John. Let's say if we want values and keys both, and then we can go for items. So let me clear this out and run it. So here we can see that we got 1A, 2B, name John. So we got a key comma value as a tuple. So we can iterate through it. We can also do the type conversion when needed. So that's how we use dictionary methods. So let me simply use the iteration here. Key comma item in result, and print key equals to, and space, item, I mean the value equals to where. Okay, value. Let me update that here. So saved it. Let's run the program. So here we can see that for key 1 we have value A, for key 2 we have value B, for key name we have value John. So that's how we iterate the result when we use items method. Yeah, that's all about the Python dictionary. So if you like this video, please do hit the like button and share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.